Hi everybody.
Hi everyone.
So just to give a brief introduction, in today's digital age, the usage of avatars has emerged as a transformative tool for companies and users and brands. So we want to deep dive on the multifaceted applications of avatars, exploring the potential that they have in the customer experience, streamlining operations, and redefining the brand representation on the virtual space. So this will be more of a talk, of a roundtable, sorry. So I have some questions here that maybe we can share, Pedro. How can business benefit from the avatars today? And if so, how? How they can do it, how they can monetize, how they can reach to more users or clients?
Okay, good question. My opinion, maybe the most important if the selling digital assets, okay, that you can use for this projection of your presence and identity in the digital worlds, okay. Giving maybe also exclusive goods to dress these avatars, exclusive garments that maybe that are also in a kind of cross-selling strategy linked to physical goods, okay? And maybe there are a lot of initiatives in this field that companies can drive to improve and monetize and improve revenues by using avatars or the digital presence of the users to offer them new products and so on. I don't know if you agree.
Yeah, I think there's two sides maybe. One is the users using avatars to interact with the different brands. So as you mentioned now, we can help brands bringing digital goods that are maybe connected to a physical asset to the avatars for their users or for their clients. But at the same time, I think a lot of brands are using the avatars as a way to communicate to their crowd, let's say, like Lil Miquela or these virtual influencers that we were discussing the other day. No? So I think it's also interesting to see how brands are using an avatar to represent the brand itself and to communicate to their users.
Okay. In fact, there are some virtual influencers like Lil Miquela and so on that has a lot of followers, and every action that you perform with them has a very important impact.
Also, I think when it comes to, let's say, the traditional chatbots evolution, giving a visual presence to the actual customer service is something that, at least on our point of view, we are seeing a lot. So how do you think brands or companies can optimize costs or save money through the use of the avatars and this maybe remote presence that we can get through avatars?
Okay. So one of the initiatives that you can perform is what you have mentioned for customer care. You can use this kind of digital beings for interact with users and optimize costs on the customer care services. Also, maybe testing products with avatars, right? You can first of launching physical products, launch them in digital and test how they are working before with avatars in different platforms and see what is the engagement that you are generating with the users that finally or at least at the end behind every avatar there is a physical consumer as well. And maybe it could be a very interesting way to optimize the testing of products, okay? Launching them in digital before launching in physical.
Yeah, true. I think, on this remote experience when it comes to like virtual rooms, even for training of new hirings or virtual meeting rooms or virtual meetings, let's say. I think it's super interesting now how the approach of the projection that you can have through avatars can help the brands when it comes to saving cost also on logistics, on the impact that we are generating. So something that I also wanted to discuss, going more into the avatar usage from the customer part or from the client part.
Mm-hmm.
How do you think this, what they call direct-to-avatar economy, in the sense of selling digital goods, digital assets directly to the avatars, to the user, but through avatars, can impact the new generations? No, the other day, for example, I found it interesting. I was doing a class with a group of really young kids, and one of them came to me and said, "Oh, I don't understand how come that I got a new pair of shoes or a new jacket, and I don't have the digital replica for it on Roblox or Fortnite." No, so I think the new generations are really looking into this phygital, let's call it, way of purchasing new garments, new goods for them.
Okay. First of all, when it comes to this the direct-to-avatar economy and digital properties and so on, I cannot wait to think about how we are able to manage of this kind of virtual properties. How many tools platforms are giving to the users to take them and move with them in every platform. Okay, the already famous interoperability. Okay, regarding all your belongings and so on, and also if how much work we have ahead to build a legal framework, okay, that to manage these digital belongings the same way we are managing the physical belongings, right? I don't know if you are you
True.
have if you have the same feeling.
I think you mentioned something that is really interesting, no? And is this lack of interoperability that we have now. So I think this is one of the big challenges that we have on these virtual or digital environments. The fact that you are really you could be really the owner of your digital assets and be able to move it with you across different platforms. So I think that's something that, especially at least that's what we find now when we talk to some brands who want to start accessing all these new platforms. One of the challenges that they have is, okay, the fact that they have to choose one specific platform in where to showcase their assets. So it goes tied to the fact that it generates more cost, no? Depending on the platform, you have to improve or optimize for each one of the platforms or change the style or the look and feel of the asset itself. So I think this is also one of the biggest challenges that we have right now. I think it's not solved, and it might be long to be solved until we have some interoperability like protocols or standardizations.
A lot of middleware as well.
A lot of middleware, yeah. I think on the meantime, probably it's more, let's say, a centralized way of connecting the different platforms. And that, again, it drives me to an interesting question. No? On our specific case, we focus on the realistic avatar. So I would say most of our clients are more coming from the enterprise or corporate environment. But at the end of the day, when it comes to the avatar representation that you can move across or between different styles. No? You can have more cartoon styles, more realistic styles. And I think it's interesting also to see how the brands are utilizing one or the other style based also on the platform or on the message or on the actual action or situation that they want to apply it to.
Yeah, do you think brands are getting more information or new information from this digital kind of presence than from the physical?
Well, I think some of the brands, we saw that they find it easier to get some of the data from their customers when it have an addition of a layer of gamification, let's say. So maybe it was interesting. No, we had a use case with one specific fashion brand who they were struggling a little bit when it comes to ask questions to their customers and know about their personal information, let's say. But then through gamification, they were able to acquire more data because the people was willing to tell them more information about themselves because it was tied to a gamification and it was just not answering to somebody who was waiting in front of the shop. No?
Yeah, for sure. For sure, and I believe that in the future, or at least retailers and this kind of brands and companies will have a differentiated strategy for digital products and so on that fits avatars and digital spaces and digital worlds, games and so on, and other different for the physical. That maybe at some points could be linked, okay? But I believe that when you use your avatar, okay, it's your the projection of yourself, okay? Or maybe the continuity of yourself for digital spaces. Maybe you can also change in some behaviors, and you wanted to maybe you feel that you are less prejudiced, okay, and can take different actions, wear different clothes, different garments, and so on. And this is something that also the brands could take into account just to on the relationship, right, with this kind of users.
And from your from the requests that you have on your day by day and the work that you do you find brands or people, or let's say people who work on different companies or brands willing to create some sort of digital twin that can represent them even if they are not connected through the avatar, so more like a NPC or more like powered by AI, in a way that they can use this avatar as a projection or as a complementary digital twin for their day by day or even for conferences and this sort of things. It comes to another question that I wanted to ask you, but since you are pretty involved on these digital spaces, where is where you see more usage of avatars and where is more, let's say, time saving for brands and companies to use avatars?
For companies, in fact, we are an example. Okay, we have deployed almost 200,000 headsets for our employees just to perform trainings, virtual meetings, and so on, where you join with by using your avatar and interact with company content and also with other colleagues in virtual spaces. Okay, we have optimized a lot all the logistic costs, use of physical facilities. Okay, since all the digital content scales and the physical doesn't scale. No? We are earning a lot of money only in travels and the use of also time of the employees, because you don't have to move physically from a place to another. And also the use of physical facilities and physical assets.
Totally. I don't know how we are on time because there is no content. Okay. All right. So let me get. So, do you think the customization or the creation of these avatars, either for users, brands, companies, contribute to the sense of ownership and identity on these virtual environments?
Yeah, for sure. It's something that you are building from scratch, right? Your as I mentioned, the continuity of yourself for the digital space, okay, allows you to start your new project, okay, on how do you want to be, how do you want to feel while you are interacting with other users and in these digital spaces, okay, and for sure, I believe that it fosters, right, the ownership and identity feeling. Also, you have maybe the opportunity to be something unique, no, something that different from other users, and that also brings you a bigger feeling of that is something that you own, something that represents you the way that you have chosen, okay? Maybe you have built this way how others, how do you want others to see you and feel you and interact with you, and maybe and in my opinion it fosters a lot this feeling of ownership, this feeling of identity. I don't know if you
True. Yeah, I think bringing it back to the brands, for not only speaking about the specific user part, I think it's interesting how brands are approaching this. No, in one side, we found brands who wanted a virtual representation of something that they already had in mind, like they had a model or they had a person that they wanted to represent in a digital world. But we also found brands who were talking about more what's the brand identity that they want to have, or what's the emotions that they want to transfer, and through that, they wanted to build an avatar that follow all these rules, let's say. So the representation of the avatar or the design of the avatar didn't come from a visual aspect, but more from a message and a brand identity aspect. So we end up creating avatars that try to follow these specifications, no, from the brands. And then also what I found super interesting in some cases is how these brands are really trying what we were saying before, not to cross-sell through the avatars, in the sense that, for example, last year, in previous years, we saw a lot of brands who really wanted to have presence in virtual spaces or metaverse, or how we want to call it, just because they wanted the promotion, the engagement that they can have, the article on the newspaper. But then at the end of the day, it was not really driving more business or driving more income to their business. So we're feeling, at least from our point of view, quite a shift on this last year, let's say, on this year, I mean, because we're finding a lot of brands who really want to not only have this not only have this article on the newspaper, but also trying to generate income for the brand. So maybe the requests are coming less from the marketing or innovation team, and we're having more conversations with product teams, with e-commerce, trying to see how they can allow their users to implement to bring or to upload their avatar in one e-commerce and see how, I don't know, how an asset fits, just to be able to drive more business to the actual physical assets.
Yeah, something that I have also seen is that, okay, brands have to impact these kind of users, maybe old school ad strategy, right? I will have presence here because there are a lot of users. A lot of users will see my brand, okay, and I will be impacting a lot of them. I believe that it's a wrong strategy. These kind of users, this new generation of users, okay, that are using this kind of platforms and so on, doesn't want brands to impact them. Okay, I believe that they want to build experiences with these brands. Okay, maybe to feel that they are accompanied by these brands and they are together. Okay, a lot of people ask me, has asked me that what I think of that Hyundai has presence in Roblox, for example, no, because they are clear, they are not the target. Maybe almost all the users from Roblox are kids. That the reason why, or in my opinion, the reason why Hyundai has presence in Roblox is because they have understood that they have to be or to give this kind of companion with the users, start building experiences together. Okay, and for sure, when they have the enough age to drive a car, okay, for sure these users will have present Hyundai in their minds.
True, and I think what's interesting too, and maybe that's not specifically about avatars, but when we talk about these virtual platforms, I think one of the strengths that they have is they are able to reach a lot of people at the same time without being closed on a specific region or location. So I think at the end of the day, when you are doing a promotion in one of these virtual environments, you are reaching a much wider target of of users and possible clients in the future. I think now it's time for Q&A. If anyone have a question, if not, I have one.
Question? Hi, I'm Rachel. What do you think creates a better user experience? The efficiency of not customizing an avatar they interact with, or being able to make an avatar that they see themselves reflected in?
I think it's a really interesting question, and I think there's different approach, no, for me, and that's my personal vision, but you should be able to have different avatar projections for different environments. Just like in real life, you don't dress the same when you go to the gym or to the office. So I think it should be the same in virtual environments. We find, for example, I don't know, Pedro is an experience where the users are willing to spend a lot of time on the customization, and maybe the platform where you show it is more just a show-off part of it, but a big percentage of the usage of the application comes on the customization of the avatar. In our case, for example, for realistic avatars, it's true that on the user side, we have a lot of users who want to customize, but then if we're selling to a big enterprise that is using that for a virtual summit or for a virtual meeting, what they want is to save as much time as they want. So if they can send a picture, don't spend time on customizing the avatar and just join the platform as soon as possible is better, because one of the issues or the pain points that we found at the beginning when we started is that to do a virtual meeting, users had to spend maybe 45 minutes creating the avatar manually, and it's an experience that if you are willing to have, you will enjoy it a lot. I enjoy a lot customizing my avatar, but if you have a lot of things to do, it's your working time, and then you have to spend 45 minutes that you could do that you could spend doing other things to customize the avatar is not the best experience. No, so I think it's different situations and different solutions for each one of these situations, if that makes sense.
Same.
Well, if you don't have any more questions, you can, of course, I guess people can come up to you and ask you questions.
Sure.
And afterwards. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was really interesting. Thank you.